Good morning, everyone. It's great to see a fantastic turnout here this morning in Parry Sound for an exciting announcement to do with broadband internet. And I'm really pleased to be able to invite my colleague, Donna Skelly, who's the Parliamentary Assistant to Vic Fideli, who's the Minister of Economic Development, Trade and Job Creation, here at Parry Sound. She had a good drive up from Toronto this morning to make it here in time. I wondered whether she'd be able to find Tower Hill, because it's not exactly on the beaten path, but it's a great spot to make this announcement. So please welcome Donna Skelly, who's our PA.
Thank you, Norman. Thank you, everyone, for coming out today. And it was a great drive up this morning. I'm lucky I didn't have a lot of snow, didn't have a lot of sleet, but we'll keep our fingers crossed. I am delighted to be here on behalf of Vic Fideli. As Norm said, he is the Minister of Economic Development, Job Creation and Trade, to announce an exciting new project that will demonstrate an innovative approach to extending high-performance and high-reliability broadband into rural and northern communities. It is good news. In fact, it is exciting news about high-speed broadband internet. In the 21st century, access to high-speed internet is critical. This project will bring high-performance broadband to more than 200 homes in Carling Township. In the future, it can be expanded at low cost to surrounding communities. Businesses, families, schools, and hospitals in rural and northern communities need fast connections. In fact, high-speed internet is essential to bringing people access to services while also growing the local economy by attracting new business and talent, regardless of where you live in Ontario. We simply cannot afford to let our people and our communities and our economy be at a disadvantage. But this project will change that. We will use microwave technology combined with fiber to the home. And it promises several advantages. First, it's lower cost. This project will save 85% on installation costs. Second, microwave links are not affected by challenging terrain like forests or lakes. Third, there is no need to hang cables or use poles, so there is less maintenance to worry about. And fourth, no road or driveway repaving is required. Ontario is supporting this project as part of the Next Generation Network, which helps Ontario companies develop and demonstrate new wired and wireless technology products and services. And I want to thank our partners, the Ontario Centres of Excellence, the Centre of Excellence in Next Generation Networks, or CENGN, the West Parry Sound Smart Community Network, and Vianet. Our government is committed to ensuring that communities across Ontario have access to high-performance broadband and cellular connectivity. It's part of our plan to build Ontario together. Thank you and congratulations.
Well, thanks, Donna. That is a very exciting announcement, and I should say I know this is a kind of a first phase, and we have a lot of municipalities that are represented here in Carling Township and McKellar and McDougall and CENGN Township are all represented by their mayors here today. And did I miss any other municipality? I got Carling. Anyway. Oh, sorry, I missed Archipelago. Thank you for that. So a lot of the surrounding municipalities are represented here today, and as we move forward, as Donna said, I think it's hard to hit those the smaller areas that have lots of trees and rocks, and this technology is going to allow us to expand to areas that wouldn't previously have broadband internet. So now I'd like to invite Jean-Charles Fahmy, who's the CEO of CENGN, to deliver some remarks. Jean-Charles.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. PA Skelly, MPP Miller, thank you very much. My name is JC Fahmy. I'm the CEO of CENGN. As we approach 2020, access to the internet is no longer a nice to have. It's a basic requirement for communities to have equality of opportunity and economic development. It's a fundamental driver of prosperity. So for this reason, I am very pleased to be here for this announcement of an exciting Northern Ontario residential broadband project for West Parry Sound, which is the first of several projects from CENGN as part of our broader strategy to bring residential broadband access in Northern Ontario. For those of you who don't know CENGN, we are the Centre of Excellence in Next Generation Networks, and our mission is to drive Canada's technology innovation and industry growth through our test network and services, our technical expertise, our talent development programs, and our partner ecosystem. A project like this truly is the result of strong partnership, as P.S. Kelly mentioned, and I'd like to first acknowledge and sincerely thank all of our partners. First and foremost, the Ontario government, who is funding this project as part of the government's NGNP program. Thank you, P.S. Kelly, and Minister Fideli and the whole team and MedCat for your strong support. The Ontario Centre of Excellence, represented here by CEO Claudia Kriviak in the back. CENGN works hand in hand with OCE on the delivery of the NGNP program, and they have been strong partners for many years now. The West Parry Sound Community Network, Smart Community Network, pardon me, who have shown to be a very strong community advocate for improved broadband access and who put in a really excellent application for this project. And I spent some time with them this morning, and the community is very fortunate to have such a strong group advocating for you. And finally, Vianet, who have been a strong technology partner for the design, deployment, and management of this network, and they've delivered within our aggressive timeline. As I mentioned, this project is part of the government's NGNP program, which is the province's digital backbone for innovation-driven economy. It drives growth, creates high-quality jobs, enhances Ontario's global competitiveness through innovation and the digital transformation of key sectors. One of the key objectives of the NGNP program is addressing the connectivity gap for rural and Northern Ontario communities. This is a question of equality, and we just have to get it done. So the Northern Ontario Residential Broadband Program is a multi-project initiative designed to drive technology and business case innovation to address barriers to improve broadband access in Northern Ontario communities. CENGN is very happy to drive this program to help define and prove reliable residential broadband solutions. This will be a blueprint that we will apply to a wide range of other Northern Ontario communities. So today we are announcing the first of several of these projects. We are extremely pleased with the collaboration in moving this project forward over the last few months. I look forward to broadband access services to be available in the spring. And as the first of several projects, we hope to see outcomes used to improve broadband access across Northern Ontario communities. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much for your remarks. I'm glad to hear that Parry Sound and area was first to be on the list. Now I'd like to welcome Brian McCullough, who's the Director of Business Development from Vianet, to make some comments.
Thanks. Thank you, MPP Muller. Really excited to be here today, happy to be standing here. It's been a long time coming in this area, and that's what I keep hearing from everybody else. We really like to thank the Ontario government and CENGN for not only financially helping us out with this project, but creating the programs that are now going to help rural people in Ontario get broadband. So thank both of you for kicking us off and getting us off the ground. Then I'd like to thank Liz and her team, West Parry Sound Smart Group. How long? 5 years, 6 years we've been talking? 8 years. You know, the dedication of our team is really, you know, says a lot about what you're getting here today. And it's had its struggles, but we're finally here. We're finally at the podium. We're finally doing something, and great from you guys. And we'd like to thank the Township of Carling. As Vianet grows, and we do a lot of rural broadband projects, working with the town is the #1 thing. And working with us to keep those costs down, because it is expensive to do and there's not a lot of people. So thank you, Carling. The mayor, I haven't met you yet. You're here? Right here. I will meet you after, sir. But thank you and your township for working with us to make this happen. For those of you who maybe don't know much about Vianet, we've been around for 31 years now. We started in Timmins, Ontario. We are a rural company. Headquarters is now Sudbury. We've been doing internet since 1995, and basically we're relying on the carriers of the world, the Bells, the cable companies, to deliver service. In mid 2000, 2005, we said we have to start building our own infrastructure. We have to start forming our own destiny and not worrying about their business plans. So we started building. And what are we going to do? We built fiber to the home in rural Ontario. It was our very first project. Chapleau, Ontario, a 8-hour ride north of Toronto, a community of 1,000 homes, had fiber to the home 9 years ago. Had some of the best internet in Canada 9 years ago. And we saw there was a niche for our company. So since then, we've been building both fixed wireless, what we're doing here as well, and fiber to the home in rural Ontario. And this is just the next step for us to grow. So, again, we're happy to be here, happy to start delivering service in the West Parry Sound area. The service they're going to be getting, it's going to be a fiber right to the home via a wireless link from the tower just over here. We have fiber going to the tower here. It goes back to our Ontario-wide backbone that goes right to downtown Toronto. So we'll deliver high speed right to this tower, tower to tower, fiber to the home. They'll be getting the 50 down, 10 up that the CRTC has asked for, and you will get that speed. It's not a best effort, you'll get that speed. So that you'll have. You'll have access to our newly launched this coming in January. It'll be a TV service that streams much like a Netflix or Prime. You'll be able to stream that onto your TV over this link, as well as telephone. So you'll be able to access a bundled product at a very attractive price. So you'll be able to get what they get in the urban centers in the rural areas. And the big thing is no data caps, folks. You will not, everybody laughs when I say that, but that's the biggest thing in rural broadband is those data caps that you're being hit with, that you don't know what your bill is at the end of the month, that if you have somebody comes up and stream movies, oh my goodness, my bill is $200. I've seen as high as $800 and $1,000 when I go to meet some of these communities. This is solving the problem. So no data caps. So again, we're happy to be here. We're happy to get started. We actually started a few months ago. Clearing the land, the tower is going to be going up. We'll see how the weather, we're at the mercy of Mother Nature now, but we're not stopping till she tells us to stop, and we'll pick it up again in the spring. The fibers started to go in the ground. Unfortunately, the weather has halted us till the spring, but we're looking forward to serving the people of Carling in the spring. The other thing we're doing in this project is on top of each tower, above what this project was, above the funding, we're investing more money from Vianet to build a fixed wireless network with a 10-kilometer radius from each tower that we can start serving other people with up to a 40 megabit service. So that's pretty great that we can do above and beyond this project. The other thing that will happen from this project is, and I'll leave it to Liz to talk more about it, but everywhere Vianet goes, we don't just stop at this. We do this. It keeps growing and growing. So we'll get those other people that are just outside of what we're doing. So again, Vianet's extremely excited and proud to be part of this project and partnering with CENGN, the Ontario government, Township of Carling and West Parry Sound. And it's those partnerships that you need to create to do these kind of things. So again, thank you, and we're looking forward to servicing you.
Well, very exciting, and I wish you success as you get into the work of implementing these improvements. And now I'd like to call on Liz McWalters, who's the chair of the West Parry Sound Smart Community Network, to deliver some remarks. Welcome, Liz.
Hi, I'm going to kind of read from this because otherwise I'll segue and we'll be here for 20 minutes or 30 minutes instead of 5. So West Parry Sound Smart is a not-for-profit group. It was formed by collaboration of the 7 municipalities of West Parry Sound, stemming from the Regional Development, Economic Development Group. We fill a void that we bring high-speed in bringing high-speed internet. We work to attract people that are interested in bringing services here, which is a lot harder than you think because the ROI is very difficult to achieve in rural areas. And we seek solutions, advocate on behalf of the community, and seek funding. So the major providers are not interested in providing services except in some cases. We have a challenging area with from a demographic perspective and topography that make it very difficult. So we have a situation where you sometimes have large players come in, pick off the low-hanging fruit, in terms of higher densities, small and on our terms, but higher density areas, and then they leave the rest untouched. And it becomes the point where no other provider can achieve any reasonable ROI by coming in and serving those. So that's why this solution is good, and that's why we need to be strategic in our approach. And it's easy just to accept anything that comes our way, but if it's not strategic, it's going to cost you in the long run, and you'll remain underserved. So we focus on fiber-based solutions that are future-proof. The CENGN announcement today is a significant enabler, as was alluded to earlier, to building out high speed in the area. So our strategy is to build out on both the smart tower, which is just around the corner here, and the Carling Tower infrastructure to build out what we call hop and drop. These are phases throughout West Parry Sound area. So for instance, and I can't go into too much detail now because we don't have time, but we've already reached out to do deputations at the various council meetings. So we've started planning out, so what we're going to do is hop and drop throughout West Parry Sound area. And what we would be doing is, for instance, we have the Carling Tower now. We're already planning the industrial park. And from the industrial park, we're planning Point of Barrel. And everyone is being strategic in this because just to do the industrial park, we'd only need maybe a 90-foot tower. However, to do Point of Barrel, we have to have a 200-foot tower in order to reach that. So everybody's kind of stepping up and saying, look, we've got to do it right so it's good for the community. From the smart tower, we can go into CENGN, go up in through McDougall, up through McKellar and Whitestone. McKellar might even be reached from the industrial park as well. So, and then Shawanaga First Nations is up there, which is good. So that's the plan, is to build out from there, but also from the smart tower here, we kind of named that one ourselves. From the smart tower here, we're going to do distribution from the top of the tower 10 to 15 kilometers out. So we'll serve, the town is pretty well served, but it will catch areas around there. So that's our strategy in going forward. As I say, a lot more to come. Understand that this is not a cellular service, so don't confuse the two. It makes a big difference in the types of services that can be offered. So throughout the next couple of months, we'll be reaching out to you, having meetings, discussing what, collaborating on what we can do, how quickly we can do that for your area, and what it means in terms of what you might need to bring forward on that. So in closing, I want to make sure that I thank everybody because there were a lot of people that were part of this. So CENGN and Kirby, you know, the whole program has really helped us out here because it's been the key enabler for us. It's proving to be. Kirby's great to work with. It's a great program, and we're glad to be the first off the mark on that. Thank you to the Government of Ontario, Minister Vidali, yourself, Shelley, Skelly. I made it wrong, and the whole team, and Norm for your support here. Vianet for their commitment, and I will say unparalleled investment in our area, because there's been no one else that has stepped forward with that kind of investment. So I think we really need to recognize that. The councils, West Parry Sound councils, for your support and patience. And Carling Township for, stepping up and, in a timely manner, providing all the permits and the support that we needed to make this happen. Looking forward to it. And Glenn Barden, he's unfortunately not here, he's our Economic Development Officer. He made the introduction when the program was announced. He saw it, called me in, and we had a quick chat with Kirby, and the rest is history, as we say. The CBDC is our Community Futures Group, and for 8 years or 9 years, they've been providing us with a place to meet. And without that, it sounds like it's not a lot, but without that, we would be kind of just wandering around and trying to find where to meet. This gives us stability, gives us a core place to call home, and some legitimacy for the business. Special thanks to Chris Mahan. He's our GIS guru. he is responsible partially, at least a good portion of the West Parry Sound Geography Network, and he helped tremendously in our submission in terms of having the information, the mapping. It made it look really professional. So, and also a very special thanks to the Township of Archipelago. It's your vision that allowed this to happen, because it's the tower, right? So without that tower, we wouldn't have had anywhere near the submission, and we wouldn't have the infrastructure that we can build from that makes this doable. So, your council being very strategic and supportive, and Joe, you're one of the best collaborators that I've ever worked with, so thank you. So, and in closing, I would like to thank the West Parry Sound team. They've worked tirelessly on this for 8+ years, and we're volunteers. And without them, we wouldn't exist, and the opportunity wouldn't have happened. So if you could stand up while I call out your name. Jack Hepworth. Where's Jack? Yeah. Peter Millett. He's out in the hall. He's shy. Yorma Ikelvelko. Thank you, Norma. Bruce Clement. There's Bruce. And Andrew Lyman couldn't be here. But this team has strengths that, mostly retirees, but strengths that from their business experience that has really made this happen. And it's a great team. We have a lot of fun. We make a lot of noise, right, Gord? And on that, I'll thank you.
Well, thank you, Liz, for all your hard work and advocacy in being a driving force to make this project a reality. And thank you to all the partners involved and all the speakers today, and for everyone for coming out. And I think what we'll do now is for all the speakers, we'll get a group photo of all the speakers, and then I'm sure they're all available for any media questions that there might be after this as well. So if we can just gather for a photo with all the speakers. Thank you to everyone for coming out for this important announcement in improving broadband internet in Parry Sound and area. Thank you.